Hello. Today, we're going to discuss the 12 signs that you've been touched by an angel. And this could be literally true, or it's being done from across the veil. And I think you know what I mean by that. By the way, I've got some interesting stories to tell. Maybe there'll be future videos about the few times that I have encountered physical apparitions. First time I was about 5 years old and it left me a feather. And I had that feather for years. And then another time was at the beginning of my spontaneous awakening, my forced awakening, as they call it, right? Ego death, where the angel sat down across from me and then like tapped me on the leg at one. It literally touched me. So this video is a pretty important and special video to me. And I think you might find the rest of these signs very, very interesting. Because even if you haven't seen an actual angel, there's going to be signs around, guys. So the first one, you've gone through an awakening, some kind of a spiritual awakening. What that's going to look like, usually it starts out pretty painfully. Some kind of a blow up in your life situation. People, they lose their job, they lose their house, they lose everything. They're going through a divorce, they get a terminal illness, the death of a loved one. It could be multiple things kind of cropping up. And for whatever reason, you react in such a way, it's so over the top, like you've never been through before in your life. And it's like your very identity is breaking down, which is literally true. Remember, you are body, mind, soul. And so the soul is primarily consciousness, and that energy is permeating through with such great velocity that the mind is melting down, literally melting down. Think of it like construction workers coming in with some jackhammers to break up the solid concrete shit so that we can clear it away, right? So that's why they call it ego death in the Zen traditions. People also sometimes refer to it as dark night of the soul, but that's the same thing. It's very painful. Now, after that kind of goes away, you emerge feeling like your life is about to change in ways that you cannot explain. And you start to have some interesting psychic experiences, right? Intuition, some kind of knowing about the future or that your life is going to change. And you may also experience some kind of kundalini or a heart chakra opening. It's a very unusual, highly paranormal experience. And that doesn't always have to be the case for there to be an awakening of consciousness. The real thing that's going to tell you if you've experienced this sign is you're going to know that you're more aware, you're more awake than you've ever been in your life. It's like you're seeing the world through a new set of eyes. It's like a fog was lifted and you're able to see things for the way they are. And you might even notice some of these other signs as your consciousness is increasing. The second sign, of course, is a bright light or a flash. Now, I'm not talking about what is that? Um, there's some, I don't remember what it's called, but there's something that could be wrong with your physical eyes. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about seeing those kinds of flashes. I'm talking about like out there. You're seeing these flashes. Like right when you turn your head, you see a flash in your physical reality out there somewhere. You know, think of it like something phasing in and out of reality. Um, The next one is healing of the body. Now, think about this, guys. If you've been touched by an angel, a lot of things are possible. Healing of the body, some kind of an illness, a skin condition, dry skin, eczema, um, difficulty breathing, weakness, whatever it is, some kind of healing is taking place for obvious reasons because you've been touched by somebody who exists on this higher plane. And again, physicists, I'm always talking about this, scientists now believe that the universe is mental. It's a giant mind, and we all exist within it. And there's physical objects inside, yes, but most of it is metaphysical, which, by the way, that's where you return when you leave your body, when you do the thing that we call die. So, what do you think it is? It's somebody on this higher mental plane. It's a higher mind. And to them, a miracle is just ordinary life. Because where they exist, like everything is malleable. It's mind. All you have to do is think it. And that's exactly what they do, these beings. That's literally how that works. And as always, I'm going to link down below for you in the description box a couple of videos from some physicists who talk about the fact that the universe is mental. That's where science is going, you guys. It's an incredible time to be alive. The next sign, all of the sudden, you're feeling more youthful. You're feeling more vibrant, more energetic, more playful. Again, remember, for those of you that had some kind of an awakening, whether it was quite as extreme as I described earlier, or even if it was just a lighter, easier version, which I would certainly hope. Suffering isn't exactly a nice thing. Well, whatever it is, guys, you're going to come out of the experience, that awakening experience, feeling younger and more infused of youth and feeling more carefree and feeling like you're living in a playful, joyful world. And I get it. There's still going to be adult responsibilities that you have to mind. You still have to tend to those things. But you guys, I'm always existing in this flow state ever since I've had encounters with angels. And I just feel carefree. And they still leave me feathers sometimes, by the way. I feel carefree. I feel joyful. And you guys got to understand the universe, God, it's like that. It wants to play with you. It wants to have a good time. It wants to have fun. And the better you get at existing in that state and playing with life, the easier your life will be. You will attract to you circumstances that are drastically different from the old, difficult life that you're used to living. It's going to be a lot easier. Next, dreaming about an angel, pretty obvious. I don't think I need to explain that one any further. Next sign is seeing orbs. And I've experienced this one too. And it's not even necessarily like an out of the corner of your eye thing. It could be right in front of your face. And the ones that I've seen, they're usually about that big. And a lot of the time, they show up on camera. You don't see them with the naked eye. And I don't know if any of you have ever heard of this phenomenon. You know, there's people that hunt ghosts and you can't see anything. They go to some old haunted house. Everybody knows it's haunted, right? And you can't see anything, but a camera is somehow able to capture pictures. So this higher energetic plane, it is probably just beyond our field of vision. Sometimes you can see these things, though, yes. And I've experienced both. The next sign is seeing 1111 or 111. I've made a video recently about that. If you want to go check it out, just go to the videos menu of my channel, and it's 1111 and the law of attraction. It posted on February 4th. So not that long ago here. Go check that out. That number, you guys, is the number of like a breaking down of the old ways and new ways coming in. Okay. You're being protected. You're being shown that the world around you really is alive and has your best interests in mind. It's really just kind of a general awakening number. But guys, if you're interacting with angels, you're probably going to see that number around. No doubt. Next, a white feather. I mean, I don't think I really need to explain that one a lot more deeply. I still have some of these feathers. Next, a baby pointing or grabbing to something unseen, or perhaps your pets reacting to something unseen. You've all heard stories about this, about animals or babies seeing something unseen around. Next sign, smelling something sweet, the smell of candy or freshness. Next sign, experience a miracle. Goes without saying. We already talked about healing of the body, or perhaps great abundance coming in. And the 12th sign, you're constantly feeling grateful. And I think by now that I've blasted through the rest of these signs, I think you're starting to see the pattern. It's like one big miracle is taking place in your life. You guys, angels are real. And this happens all the time.